Hello, scientists. Today we are going to be working on plant adaptations. So, wow, we have learned a lot about plants. We've learned about their parts. We've learned about the job of their part. We've learned how seeds get moved, how they get dispersed. We've learned about the plant's life cycle. We've learned a lot about the flower and the parts of the flower. Goodness, I'm trying to think. Oh, photosynthesis. All the different things we've been learning about. But today, we're going to learn about plant adaptations. So today, I will learn about adaptations that plants have so that I can explain how the adaptations of a plant help it survive. It's all about the plant surviving. I will know I've got it when I can name one adaptation a plant has and, oops, looks like I'm missing an A, and how it helps it survive. So let's go ahead and move on. So take a look at this picture. I'm sure you probably noticed that this is a cactus. When you observe these different types of cactus or cacti, we use also the word cacti, you will notice they have one thing in common. So if you take a look at all of these, you're going to notice they have one thing in common. Thorns. Yes, they have thorns. But why do they have thorns? So I want to share with you today, I'm going to move myself up here by the cactus. I want to share with you today a cactus that comes from my house. So this actually is a cactus that's growing in a pot that sits on my deck. And I'm going to come in really close to you. You probably see the same exact thing on this cactus. Thorns, yes. And this cactus to me reminds me kind of a spider. I think of spiders when I look at it. I don't really like spiders, but I do like this plant. I think it's pretty crazy how it's grown all the way down with these long, I call them legs, to look like a spider. But I want you to make sure you observe those thorns. Aren't those crazy? They're so tiny. I know they can hurt. Notice I'm holding the pot like this. Thorns. But why do these cactus have thorns? Well, we're going to find out more today. We are going to find out today about plant adaptations. Not only the cactus, but other plants. I'm putting my cactus down. Hold on a second. Not only the cactus, but other plants and the adaptations they have. So once again, we're going to go to Brain Pop Junior. And you guys know how to get there now. We're in the science area. You can also click plants, or of course you can go all the way down to all science movies. But we're learning about plant adaptations. So let me show you where you'll get to. Plant adaptations. So as you're watching that, here's what I want you to be thinking about. What special feature, what is special about this plant? What does it have that's special that helps it to survive? So go ahead and you can watch your Brain Pop Junior video. I'll have the link below. Now that you've watched Brain Pop Junior, let's talk about the definition of plant adaptations. Adaptations help plants survive in their environment. Now, when we get to animals, we're going to learn that animals have adaptations too, but today let's focus on plants. Adaptations that help plants survive in their environment. Something that's different about them that helps them survive. So, plants have special ways of adapting to help them survive. These are just some things. When a plant is trying to reach the sunlight, they will grow very tall, or sometimes they bend toward the light. If you've ever seen, or they have large leaves, if you've ever seen a sunflower bends towards the sunlight. It takes the face of the sunflower and it will be bending towards the sunlight. So if you see a sunflower, take notice of that. You guys saw the cactus that I have at my house. They have thorns and spikes, Or sometimes a plant will have a terrible smell, and that is a way of protecting the plant. They will also, if the soil is not very good, like you guys saw with the Venus flytrap, if the soil is not very good, or if it cannot get in enough carbon dioxide, that's what CO2 is, like the Venus flytrap and the pitcher plant, they are carnivorous, which means they eat insects. And of course, the Venus flytrap eats flies and other insects. For reproduction, on the bottom, like the dandelion and also the rose, they have colorful petals. They may have small pollen, or the little on the dandelion, the seeds blow away. That way we can reproduce. And then sometimes plants grow in the water. Maybe you've seen in a pond or a lake a water lily, and they'll have a long, flexible stem that grows all the way down to the ground. And then sometimes roots are shallow so that they can grab the water really quickly. Shallow means they're not very far down in the soil. The cactus often is pretty thick so that it can hold water. So they all have special adaptations to help them survive. Now, before we think about the Venus flytrap, I do want to share with you something else that came out of my yard. This is a rose. This came off my rose bush, and I'm going to take it super close so that hopefully you can see that the rose has thorns also. And you may or may not be able to see them very well. I'm trying to get you super close to the rose bush. They have thorns also, and that's to protect. Right down here where I'm trying to hold, you can see some thorns pretty good. I'm being really careful because I don't want to get stuck by them. But this flower, this plant has thorns also. And thorns will keep an animal away from trying to eat it. So there's the rose, and here's another one I brought. This one we can try not to get stuck. You can maybe see some of those thorns on there too. That's a really big one right there. Don't want to touch it. So when you're outside, just observe and look carefully at what is going on in your yard. What kind of plants are you seeing? Do they have any adaptations? So this is, you guys might remember from the video, a Venus flytrap. So what happens with the Venus flytrap, and if you'll just take your hands like mine, this is going to be our Venus flytrap. Insects get right here. So I want you to take your finger and just rub it. Oh, doesn't that kind of tickle? So with the Venus flytrap, when an insect gets right in here, it begins to shut, just like this. And you can see that our hands look so much like this, our fingers. So when it gets inside the Venus flytrap, that has a little tickle, just like in the side of our hands, and whoop, it'll close. And then the Venus flytrap has nutrients that help dissolve that insect that's gotten inside and will feed the plant. So let's go to DK Find Out. You know I love that site. We're going to watch how a Venus flytrap catches its prey. And I'm going to move down so that you guys can see the whole screen. Here we go. The Venus flytrap.
How a Venus flytrap catches its prey. This video shows how a Venus flytrap captures a damselfly before eating it. It takes about 2 weeks for the plant to fully digest the insect and be ready for its next meal. This damselfly is attracted by the bright green leaf of the Venus flytrap. The insect hopes to find some nectar to feed on, and the large leaf tip appears to provide a safe landing place. But as soon as the damselfly settles, it touches trigo bristles on the leaf's surface. This causes the leaf tip to spring to life and begin to close.
That's in 20 seconds.
Within a second, the two halves of the leaf snap shut. The unfortunate insect is trapped in the plant's teeth, called marginal teeth. The teeth are arranged alternately so that they do not crash into each other. The damselfly is held securely, though smaller insects can escape through the gaps in the teeth. The plant uses sensory glands on the surface of the leaf to test what it has caught. If its prey contains protein, the trap closes fully. Once the trap is closed, the plant begins to eat its prisoner. It only digests the soft parts of the damselfly. The insect's hard exoskeleton and wings will blow away once the trap reopens.
There's the insect. It gets trapped. The trap closes and no way out. It will eat about 3 insects before it withers and dies. Very interesting, isn't it? So once again, like I said, if you are enjoying these type of videos, go to DK Find Out and you can also read more. So today, as you work on your own, I thought, you guys would probably be very interested in the carnivorous plants. So today, for working on your own, I've included an article that'll be in your links that's 8 awesome carnivorous plants. As you read, I want you to think, what adaptations does each plant have to help it survive? So you'll go to National Geographic, and here is, and I'll have the link for you, but here is an article about 8 carnivorous plants, and you can read those on your own. And you can look at the cool pictures of them and find out what they do, what type of adaptation they have that helps them to survive. And this looks like a really cool website to me too, in case you want to check it out later today. Okay, so when we come to the Google Meet, here's what I want you to be prepared to share. So when we come to our Google Meet, I want you to you will be sharing an interesting fact you learned today from either the videos or from reading about plants' adaptations. And also be ready to share, how does it help the plant survive? So that'll be at our Google Meet. After our Google Meet, I do have a short 5-question quiz for you on the plant adaptations. And it'll be from what we saw on Brain Pop Junior. And when we get to that point, I'll have your link, and it will look like this. It will just say plant adaptations. So stay curious. Keep learning about those plant adaptations, and I'll see you at our Google Meet.